Hi everyone, it's Angel 111 Mima Mohammed Eidi, and today is a little bit different. It's more of talking than tarot or anything. It's more of spiritual talk, and let's just go straight to the point. A lot of people have failed to identify who is your twin flame, who is your karmic soulmate. Any soulmate is always karmic. And karmic doesn't mean have to be bad, but a soulmate is always someone who comes to teach you a lesson, for better or for worse. Most soulmates, it can be because you are meeting them for two reasons. Someone from your past life, there is something you need to clear up with them, or someone you are meeting in this current life to teach you a lesson so that you don't repeat your cycle, you end it. Maybe you have been going through many life paths and past lives which you are repeating the same cycle, so they're coming to help you end it. Or you can meet a new person in this lifetime, and the reason why you meet them is because they're helping you align with your life purpose. So tackling soulmates first, we all have them. Your parents can be soulmates. They can never be twin flame, because I'll come to explain why, but your parents can be soulmate. You can have a parent who guides you and maybe like pulls out the best in you without you knowing. You can also have a parent who is more like a vessel, as I said, I think in the morning in a voice note, a vessel that was used to bring your soul here, uh, back on earth for incarnation. And it's like more like, as I said, a vessel. You have no maybe etheric code with them. Apart from just a code you will have is not from the family tree, rather a code as a vessel for your arrival to this world. And these are the family where you will find one, you don't fit in at all. Even when you try, you just don't fit in. And secondly, you will find your life purpose is always clashing with their beliefs or with what they're expecting from you. So you're going to find out some pros and contra problems with them. It's like you're the black sheep. Let's just put it that way. You're the black sheep. Then you know for sure you're born in a family. This is not a family that you have a tree of life with many generations. Rather, this is the type of a family that you are more like a vessel. The womb was more like a vessel to bring you on board. That doesn't mean you disrespect your parents. You always know the person who gave birth to you always hold a special place in our lives, and you need to respect them. Even when they treat you bad or you feel like, no, why am I going through this because of the mother, and she knows that she's hurting me, or the father knows that they're hurting me, but they're still putting me through this. Give them their respect. It's because how they treat you is their karma. How you will respond is yours. The bond between the two of you was they were the source of bringing you to this world. So such kind of things happen. You can have a soulmate. Maybe you meet a friend, regardless of their faith, color, religion, geographical location. And suddenly this person notices something in you, and they can just give you a hint like, hey, how about let's start, let's say, practicing cooking, for example. And maybe you feel like you're not a good cook, or you just do it as a norm. And this person goes like, let's just do something with cooking. Let's write a book with recipe, or let's start like a small bistro, like a small restaurant, something of that sort. You think like, this person is crazy. Where will I start? I'm not even a good cook, blah, blah, blah. Little do you know that person talking like that is already um, guided to be in your lifeline and activate something that you are sleeping on it without you knowing. That can be a key to open your path in a big way. I will give you an example. I entered Harar, Ethiopia. There are many ways we can enter through Ethiopia. Tourism, coffee, which is the most common thing because the best coffee comes from Ethiopia. We all know that. That's where the whole drink of coffee was born. But why did I choose food? Because I saw the path we were going in. If I use food, food has no rest. Food has no barrier. And food has no language. The language we hear about food is the chewing process. And anywhere we go in this world, one of the most important basic need is food. We have a lot of issues like ethnic clashing and religious clashing, but what is their common denominator? Their staple food. So how will they fight, or how will you start politics in food when you all need it as a basic need, when you all use it for the same purpose and you have the same ingredients to cook and it's your traditional food? So it looks simple, but it's part of strategy. And those are how I view myself and always penetrate. There are places I don't go with food. You see, I manifest and go with machines, or I do something else, and so on and so forth. But Ethiopia was you have to be very strategic to enter. So that's why I needed to have the best of both worlds. I needed to serve the Christian part and the Islamic part, because both of them have history. The fourth city, holiest city in Islamic religion, is in Ethiopia. The ancient Christian religion practices within Africa and even in history is also Ethiopia. If you look at the history of also the Nabi Sulaiman, Queen of Sheba, and so on and so forth, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when there was difficulty in Medina, his only leeway to save his people and have a backup plan, he had to send people to Abyssinia, which is Ethiopia now. So it's a very strategic point. And then we come to political stuff, same thing. It's in East Africa, and it's not very far from Djibouti, where it's the main corner of all the military bases. So should anything happen, Ethiopia has like a very important, it's like there are pins everywhere. So you know how to enter and secure the whole thing in a good way without playing dirty. And most people were surprised, why Mima and Ethiopia? Because my sister had already gone there, and she and her friends had already built everything. But my strategy is different. And I always know when I step in a country, there's always an agenda. So that is part of what? Soulmate. And look, when I went with the trend of food, we have home of Habesha, and I didn't choose Ethiopia too. I went to Eritrea, which is their neighbor also, because they have almost similar food, but they always fight. So how are we going to work with them together? Put them together through food. And the trend is doing well. The trend is doing very well. I tried to also customize. I don't have the traditional outfits, but I tried my best just to have an establishment there. But I will not explain why we had to do that. But my main purpose was, I have Abby, who has always been backing me up for a very long time, and she's the Yene Habesha, and Ekun, who is also married there. But Ekun has been a close friend of my work. So we're good buddies, and these are people who help me. So the only way how are we neutralizing everything without tackling religion factors that we bring fights together? Because we also have Hebrews there, and I had to come up with a solution. That's what we do. So what does that mean when it comes to soulmate purposes? I had to awaken Abi, because she is just, the song was just about Habesha, which Habesha means Ethiopian. My mother is Aisha. So how am I? And Abi has always been sitting there posing as Mima Aisha. And I told her I want to honor you, because honestly, she has been a very loyal friend. I've never met her online, like face to face, but online, she's been fighting. I've seen some of the conversation where she was fighting and even being bullied sometimes just because she was on my team. And I'm one person who, when it's time for me to return a favor, I'll find a way. It's like I don't forget anybody who does something to me. It doesn't go unnoticed. And I needed to honor her and my mother's name, because there's an incident, somebody tried to use my mother's name in a very dirty way here, and that's why I had to dispatch. And it was also a lesson to others who are here. They know themselves what they have done in my red group, how they betrayed me. Tried to look down, because I'm gonna be honest, like team of the Arabs, you feel like you're more superior than the rest. I don't work that way. Morocco, if it takes everything, it's all about them. My sister has taken this Arija, Binalo, blah, blah, blah. They built everything for themselves. It's like they were trying to take me out. And I was like, hey, I'm the architect, motherfuckers. You forgot? Sorry, I'm using those words, but it's above 18, kids. Like, you're forgetting I'm the one who's drawing the plans of the whole game here. And it's not a game. But I'll show you. I can go to a place where I'll have peace and I'll trend. And I know most people really underestimated that we can step in there. Even though, like my sister had already entered there, they thought they had their own secret corner. But I went and just bust the bubble. And I took the entire cities. We have Harar, we have Addis Ababa, we have Arba Minch, we have, and many, many, many other towns. We have already stepped in, and my team, all my moderators, like Charbel, Char is 4, but in Arabic Arba, he took Arba Minch. So, and he's Mimada. So you see, everybody has already collected their position, and that's how it's done. So I find it stupid when someone is trying to take me out when I'm the one drawing the plans before we enter any place or any country, the strategy. But life lessons, that's what I'm saying. You can have people posing as a family member here, that they're not family. They wanted to just take for granted and just take everything. But I always tell them, ban me, I'll come back and rise like ashes, even though I'm behind the scene. But I give my loyal soldiers positions. You come Arba Minch, you have me Madad. You go to Harar, Har is hot. You have my hotmail group waiting for you. And so on and so forth. You go to Addis Ababa, we have Baba, which is the father, the husband of Aisha, and so on and so forth. That's how it is done. Simple, small lesson about soulmates. And it's also a way, because one thing I came to understand, now this is more like an intel. When I spoke to one of those who know they know on Saturday, one of the friends was giving me also some information that Abiy Ahmed, the president there, he is more controlling the Addis Ababa, but outside Addis Ababa, he's a little bit weak. And that's why there's always clashes with Oromo. They wanted to take the whole land and free themselves. So how do you protect your land? And that's why we establish these cities. And plant our people to protect your country. How is it done? As I said, everybody takes a town, everybody takes a city. If there's anything happen, we shield you. And that's how your GDP will grow. That's how your economy at least will grow. Because yes, Ethiopia, if you look even in the IMF, was really doing bad. And it's almost 33 years. 33 years. They were almost losing everything. And it's one of the most richest country, among the richest country in Africa. So now you know why I'm in your country. Because you are about to be swallowed by IMF. And I can't see my friend being swallowed. It's not about Ahmed only, it's Abi. Yani Habesha, she knows I like her. That's the reason. So we had to come and like put pins every city, everywhere. It's not done yet. We're still trying to help you. Once everything is established, then I will give them now information, what to do next and how to move forward. So that's a good example, because I had seen you are about to take a huge loss for your country, and there was nothing you can do about it because you're fighting a giant. IMF is big. But hey, that's why we are here. That's what friends are for. I'm not saying my country, Kenya, is clean and is perfect. We have issues there, but unfortunately in Kenya is our president doesn't want to listen. I told them, give me a job, I'll be your advisor, we will change this place. They keep on choosing my moderators. So that's a different story for another day. Just like the danger I saw in Tanzania, and I gave them a prediction. Tanzania mutachomo, you'll be burning. And it happened. So such things happen. Friends, soulmates come into your life for two reasons. Teach you a lesson for better or worse, or activate something in you that will show you your life purpose in the right way. That's the reason. So this was just a small example I've given. And sometimes you can meet partners in love relationship. A soulmate will come into your life in a love relationship. It will start strongly as a friend. You will just be friends. That's the first. Now I'm trying to show you how you will identify you are meeting a soulmate. You can just meet first time and hi. But there is always something about you. There's something pulling you, or you share the same interest in sports, hobbies, whatever it is. But it starts as friends. Or an incident that happens and bring you together. For example, there's an accident and you're all there. Oh, hi, what's up? What happened? The next thing, you click. Conversations start. The conversations start. So soulmate connections will always start with friendship or acquaintances. Someone can introduce you and you click. Through friendship. It begins as friendship. It's just how it works. Unlike twin flame. Twin flame, the moment you identify your twin, and when you're both ready, vibrating in the same frequency, there's nothing like friendship. Because the first time you meet your twin, there is no sound made. How do you identify your twin? Go back. If you think somebody's your twin flame, go back and think, how did we meet? The first time you meet your twin, there's no talk. The eye contact. The moment you meet eye to eye, you unlock your timeline together from past life. Now, that's where the challenge begins. Twin flame, there are no talks. It's you meet this person, something gets triggered automatically in your aura. You can turn around, and I'm not talking about perverts who like to see a woman is walking and you're turning around is just because of the paw or how somebody dressed, or you see a man who is good looking and you're just turning around. Oh, it's just the pull. Why? It doesn't have even to be eye contact, but you can feel the vibe. When your twin is around and you're both activated, you're vibing in the same frequency. When that person is in the same area as you, let's say you are in a shop and your twin enters, by default, you will feel it. You will just feel something clicking. You will feel like there's that discomfort feeling you're going to have, not in a bad way, but you're anxious, like, what's wrong here? What's happening? It's because you are now in the same environment and you are all put in a very big, like, vacuum, sucking you to bring you back to your past. And when that happens, I think it's one example, like people who have done past life regression, you see, like they goes around and then it goes like deep and deep. The other thing is also, I can give you a good example. Check the video clip of the Nasheed singer Maher Zain with Haris J, Kalbi Fil Madina. Check that video clip when they are standing and then they're just being pushed like through doorways. That's how it works. It's like, those are timelines. That's how you're being pushed in timeline. And so sometimes you can stand and you feel like you feel dizzy, like, oh, what happened to me? I just feel like something hit me or something pulled. It's timeline. It's your timeline activated, and you feel like for a minute you have like a out of body experience. It happens very fast. That's when you are really, really with your real twin flame. And twin flames are very rare. Why? Because we have only 6 bloodlines globally that were created with the thread of twin flame journey. And out of these 6 bloodlines, how do I know this? Because of the reincarnation processes, these rings come very far from a planet, the planets with 6 rings. Out of the 6 rings, this planet, it's Piscean, has 6 rings. If I'm not wrong, it's not Pluto, Piscean, because that's where we reincarnate. I stand to be corrected because I do freestyle. Neptune, sorry, the ruler of Pisces. It's Neptune, where we reincarnate. I don't think it's Pluto. It's Neptune. It's Neptune, yep. I stand to be corrected, but I know it's Neptune. It has 6 rings, and we call them the rings of monad. The rings of monad. This type of rings is the 6 bloodlines that have the power of reincarnating as twin flame since the time they were created until in the end of this world. Only 6 rings of monad, and every ring stands for 1 bloodline. So out of the 6, the twin flames, male version are 3 and female are 3. So the twin comes, you can have most twins marry soulmate, but a clean slate of twin flame that goes for generation, definitely. The parents have descended from this, one of these 6 monads, one of the 6 rings. With the male, he comes from one of the 3 rings. Female comes one of the 3 rings. When they marry, they continue this bloodline. Should a parent, one of them, be a twin flame and they marry a soulmate, then chances are they can give birth to a twin child out of, let's say they have 4 kids, 5 kids, 8 kids, 10 kids, 1 or 2 will come only with that twin flame chromosome. And I'll explain everything. Why? One of them, or maybe if you are lucky, 2 or 3 will come with that factor. For example, because we all know female chromosomes, they are more of XX. We have 23 of them in the set of chromosomes to identify the human anatomy of DNA. So the chromosomes, 22 of them are all similar. 23, the 23rd one, the last chromosome that determines this gender of a child before born, male or female, that is where the key play comes in. Because a father is the one who activates, or is the giver from his spermatozoa. When he fertilizes the egg, that's where his chromosome strength will determine the gender of that child on the 23rd part of the chromosome in the chromosome tree. So if you're lucky and you have a strong man, for example, because the chromosome of a man is X and Y. So let's say he fertilizes the egg of a woman, and since he was strong, he will drop for you a Y chromosome while you give your X, and you will have your male. A male child is born. So out of this male child, if the father is the twin flame, by default now the boy is born under the thread of twin flame because of his Y chromosome. If both of you are not twin, I don't know if you can get me. If both the mother and the father are not twin flames, if they are both twin flames by default, regardless the gender, whatever, it doesn't matter. You are just giving birth to twin flames. And I'm gonna give you, I'm not bragging, but my mother, my birth mother, and my father, my mother Shama Fugatir, and my father Muhammad Didi, they were real twins. They are real twin flames. And for those now, your mother, your father, they are both twin flames, you will see, because it comes from your bloodline. There's a lot which comes with the 6 rings. There's royalty. That's why they're rings, crowns. There's royalty bloodlines. They come with special knowledge and supernatural powers and gifts of discernment and so on and so forth. So back to science, when we check now the chromosome part, the mama is a soulmate. The father is a twin who didn't marry his twin and married a soulmate, but he gives his Y chromosome to the mama, and the mama gives birth to a boy, for example. Then that boy will carry the flag. He will continue the journey of being a descendant of the twin flame. So by default, he has it 100% in him. If the mother is a twin, the father is a soulmate, then if the father happens not to produce the Y chromosome and it ends up only X because the female is X and the male is giving an X egg, so it means it's a female, the girl by default takes the flag of the mother. She is carrying that monad thread of the twin flame. If the woman now, who is the mother, happening to be coming from the twin flame family, and the father is the soulmate, but he gives now the woman a chromosome. Why? And she gives birth to a boy. What happens? The boy becomes by default a soulmate. Why? Because he took more stronger energy of his father. So he will keep on producing, because male are the ones who give the gender chromosome. So he will be by default a soulmate like his father, if the father is a soulmate. I hope you understand. It's very complicated. That's why I say I have to come to the video to explain it. Mother soulmate, mother twin flame, she gives birth to a girl. The girl continues with the twin flame journey. She carries the next thread. But if she gives birth to a boy, because the father was a soulmate, the boy continues with the journey of soulmate, but he will have the vibration of the twin flame because of his X chromosome from the mother. But spiritually, he is going to be soulmate, high-level soulmate who vibrates just like a twin flame. But when both of them are twins, bingo. This is one of the rarest bloodlines, and most of these people who are connected to this very rare bloodline always are the universal donor, but their blood is rare. Should anything happen to them? Story of my life. So mostly they come with the rhesus factor, or like from the O group, or this very rare type of blood. They say it's like alien blood and so on. No, it's because they're only coming from a generation of only 6 rings. And that is what makes them unique. And that's the reason not everybody is a twin flame. So I hope you have understood that scientific part of it. And don't confuse your twin as a soulmate and a soulmate as a twin. The other thing which is very, very important in a twin flame journey is when you have a twin flame, the twin flame relationship is the most smoothest relationship, because it comes when you are all on the same timeline. You vibe on the same vibration. That's the most smoothest relationship. No fights. It's like everything is just falling like a jigsaw puzzle. It's one of the best high vibrational connection. Soulmate, tantrums. One of you steps out, has a third party. Those are signs you will know, no, you're not with your twin flame. You're dealing with a soulmate. Even if they're high vibration, they will have those defects. But a real twin flame, once you click, it's just the two of you. Even when you have not been together, you will have a lot of similarities if you are all on the same vibration of the timeline. Because there are twin flames, you can get them. You have identified, yeah, this person is my twin flame, but they are not ready this lifetime maybe, or they have not activated their vibration. They still act childish, or they don't even recognize themselves. Then by default, this person is not ready for you. So you will have issues with this. You will see obstacles happening. You have identified this is my twin, but it's not working. Why? It's because they don't put up the job. So the relationship is not meant to work. You can't force it. And when you force it, it's more like a glass. It's broken, and then when you're trying to fix it, there's always a crack. There will always be something missing. Why? It's not ready, or it's not meant to be. But if you're meant to be, even when you're not together, you already mirror one another. I celebrate, for example, the person by default on the other side, my twin, will also be celebrating. But if he's jumping from one bed to another, he is still in a low vibration. By default, he can't even be on board in my timeline. So this person will feel and get a lot of obstacles in their life until they recognize that they are in a low vibration and they have to change everything in their life to upgrade their vibration. How? By changing their norm, their day-to-day life. As I said, you're a player. You know you come from, or you've identified yourself, you're a twin flame, but you're a player. Then by default, that tag is taken away. So you are meant to suffer. You will suffer from one, and you can't settle. That's the problem with it. You will just get into relationship, even if it's smooth ending, it will end, but you will not settle with that relationship because you still have to meet your twin if it's meant to work, because you have a life purpose together. And for example, you have identified yourself, okay, I'm a twin and I'm low vibing, I need to change. You have to, it's like disconnect yourself and work on yourself by yourself. Therapies will not help. I don't know, whatever you do, it starts from within. You have to switch and unlock your own potential. Yeah, sometimes you'll need a person to talk to, but you will need to connect strongly with your spiritual realm. Prayers, if you're a person who meditates, you meditate, but you will have to connect first yourself into the right spiritual vibration. Then you will start to see now, oh, things are falling apart. I mean, falling together, sorry. While the bad vibration is falling apart, you are being aligned together. You are going to club, suddenly you stop to club and drink and play around with females, and you find yourself a useful hobby that passes time or serve the same purpose. You just sit home and DJ. You enjoy your music, but you don't go out there because you're protecting yourself to raise up your vibration. So you're avoiding adultery, fornication, the peer pressure groups. So the isolation is not a punishment. It's like you're zooming yourself in and you're going within to understand yourself. Like, I can do this, for example. Yeah, I can party, but not all the time. I can go to party. I can take 2 3 friends who won't uh, influence me to do anything bad. And you start yourself to rectify your own mistakes without anybody pinning them out, because you have unlocked yourself and you have sensed, I need these changes, I need this upgrade. You're a chronic liar, con artist. You've suddenly changed. Like, I can't live like this. My income has to be clean. I can't keep hurting everybody all the time or do manipulation. You have the skills, you have the power, you are doing spell work to manipulate, hurt others. It gives you satisfaction. You suddenly change. Even if you're a healer and you do dark things and you go like, no, you are pulled to the light side. Like, you're not supposed to do dark stuff to hurt people. You're supposed to heal them so that they pray for you. Oh, I'm wrong. I'm not supposed to do spells to hurt. I'm supposed to heal the community. Yeah, that's your life purpose. Because already you have your ring. You're honored. But when you hurt other people just because of being a tyranny, it means you're a bad ruler. And what happens to a bad ruler? Good example. Look at Pharaoh. When he was a bad ruler, how did he end? Recklessly, blink of an eye, gone with his whole empire. So such things can happen. You have to understand and identify yourself. As for your divine feminine, for example, let's say we're talking about masculine. Divine feminine cannot step in to help you heal. That's not her job. It's not her job. And should she do that, then she stooped low. as well, and she is your karmic now. So you have become karmics trying to imitate the vibration of trying to be divine masculine and feminine, even though maybe you are. But when you stoop low because you're not allowing that person to change on their own accord, you want to control the narrative, you stoop low to those people. That's why they say never argue with a fool, because they will take you down and beat you at their own level. You understand? So you don't stoop yourself low. You have to maintain your status quo. I'm up here, you do the work and find me up here in my vibration. When you can't, it's never meant to be. Don't force it. Don't do spells. Don't do anything. Definitely a replacement comes in form of a high level soulmate who steps in your life, and that's how you move on with your lives. So most of the twin fail their tests. Most of the people team up with wrong men in the name of divine masculine. He has a third party. That's not your masculine. Leave him. He is not in his alignment. He has not vibrated with his monad. His ring is not activated. So he is not. You can't call him your divine masculine. Same with female. You can't call him with divine feminine. He chooses somebody else over you. If he has met you and chose somebody else over you, don't even go back, because his life purpose this time is to go through a karmic lesson, because he cannot meet up with his life purpose. Rather, he will go through a karmic cycle to teach him a lesson this lifetime. All you have to do, if you have identified yourself, don't stoop low. He is an addict. He is a liar. And then you call him your divine masculine. He is always here causing trouble, not changing. He is always in cases, problems after problem. Walk away. The person is not ready. Those tests and trials they have to go through, regardless of their gender, male or female, it's because they need to prepare themselves to go high vibration. So long as they keep on going to the same mistakes again and again and again, that's not your partner. They're not ready. Move on. They will have to meet you halfway on your same vibration. When they cannot do it, he's not the one, even if you have identified him as your twin. That's why I said twin flame relationship is the most smooth type of relationship. No talk, no sound, nothing. It's the aura that click fast. You will just know this is the one. You will just feel it. And once, for example, you have met this person, when you depart, you don't even know this person is your twin, but you have entered a place, but you feel like something is off. Like, why am I anxious? I'm feeling like there is someone close to me here. And you feel that warmth of the vibration and so on and so forth. Maybe you looked at that person and that's when you felt it, even though you don't know that person is your twin. But you have this feeling, just know, yep, he might be the one. And you're not minting a warlock or a witch, because they can send those false vibes. Or someone who walks with the love charm, they also produce such similar vibes because of attraction. They're trying to attract a partner. But you will feel this person. And once you walk away, for example, you leave that environment, two things can happen. If that person has a scent, even when they're miles away now from you, that scent lingers. You can still smell that presence of that person. Do you know what you're smelling? It's the aura, because you have clicked. So now the aura is connecting. Are you on the same vibe? When yes, the next step now, things are starting to unfold. It will just come like a movie. If not, that connection is deteriorating. Just like smoke, it goes away. Until when you're all ready. The second factor is you might dream that person, or you can see a symbol on your way, or within, because we have 6 rings from the monad bloodline of twin flames, within the number 6 plays a role. 6 days, 6 hours. It doesn't cross a week. 6 days, 6 hours maximum. You might see a sign. If you sleep, you might dream that person or see an incident where that person is involved, or you can see a symbol of unity. You can see like a dove, a bird coming to you like a dove, like a peace symbol. You can see rings, or you can dream you are in space, planet, something of that sort. And if you happen to know that person's name, you can see the initial or something that's similar to that person. For other people who have the strongest aura, you can even see the color of that person. How he dressed, for example, I have white. You meet me, I have white. When you sleep, you can dream the color. You can dream that color. It's brought to you. Like that is your activation color. The day you meet this person and you feel that energy, that color, you see it in your dream, that's your activation color, which has unlocked your timeline from the past together. So do not make a mistake running here like our divine feminine. You're running around, divine masculine chose that party and this and that. He's not yours. He's not yours. Don't waste your time. And you're blocking your path, because definitely anywhere where there's a twin flame who is blocked or is in a low vibration and we're trying to struggle to be together, it's not meant to be in this lifetime. So what you need to do, let it go. If he's doing the work, he will catch up with you in a very short time. If, let's say, you meet in spring, by winter, 3 seasons, he has not appeared again, it's finished. That relationship is dead. The person could not adjust himself because it moves with seasons. You meet, for example, in winter, and then it comes spring, summer, autumn. This person has not appeared, the cycle is over. Should you meet this person, let's say, in spring, and then comes summer, in autumn, this person appears again, give it a shot. Try, because, and you have to look, he's coming back. Is this person high vibing? Is he meeting me? Like I've given you the characters, is everything going on smoothly? Or there are obstacles? If there are obstacles, don't stoop low. That means they have still to do some work. But he appears, for example, after months or days, and you meet each other and you have this, like click together again. But this time you meet and something happens. If it's meant to be, you'll see the doors are opening. It's like this person now has officially appeared. The auras have worked on each other and they have formed a bond. So spiritually, the bonds are done, clicked. Now he will manifest in 3D. If he doesn't, don't force yourself at doing potions and waiting for him to come. No. Rather, you'll be blocking yourself and lowering. First of all, doing love potion, you're lowered already your vibration. Never force love. Never. It's one of the highest vibration in life, and it should happen naturally. Naturally, don't force it. And in case you see that your twin is not ripe, is not ready, what you need to do, be open-minded. Don't force yourself, because definitely there will be a high-level soulmate who is going to assist you in your journey, what you want to do, and you will manifest and work together with that person. That's how it works. And another thing, there are people who go like, we are gays and my twin is another person with a tail in front. No. That's why we have the chromosome issues here. It's male XX female XX, or male XY. That's it. That's how God created it, and that's how it's supposed to be. One is a receiver with the womb to carry a child, and that's how God made it that way. The women are vessels to bring more souls here for incarnation, and one is women receiver. The male is the giver, and that's why he's 23rd chromosome in the chromosome um, anatomy. The last one is the one that determines the gender of the child, and that comes from the male. So if you're both same sex, how will you determine that? How will these rings grow from generation to generation and be passed over? Impossible. So this theme of same-sex twin, it doesn't exist in any knowledge. Not even in the 10 Commandments, because we are all told those are, it's like going against universal law. I'm sorry, but I don't care, LGBTQ, whatever you call yourselves, come here and open your mouth, and you know me very well. I don't entertain your BS. Know your limits. But I remember there was a time when I gave this information, I got a backlash, and I told these motherfuckers, like, you know what? I don't care. You are a man with titties. You're fake. We are natural with wombs and titties. And someone got angry as I told them, you can't be a transgender posing as a woman and then expect people to respect you as a fucking twin. No. You're nobody's twin. You're just a confused soul. That's it. I'm sorry with all due respect. No sorry. It is what it is. That's how it is. You know me. I don't sugarcoat shit. I give it the way it is. And I do it freestyle. So that's how it's done. Female and male determine these factors. These people can appear anywhere in your life. Age difference is one of the things you can notice with your twin. Someone can be old, one can be young. Another thing with your twin also, race, color, geographical location. That's how it is. You can never find a twin that comes from the same family. Like you are inbred. Even if you come from this monad of the same bloodline, it doesn't work. Because it's like when you want to charge, like a battery, you need positive and negative to attract. But when you have negative and negative, it repels. So you can't marry the same ring of the monad from the 6 rings, because they're split, 3 male, 3 female. So for example, the first one, the male who comes to you is coming from the first ring. The female cannot come from the first ring. She either comes from the second or the third ring. That's how it works. Because the first ring is a family of its own. It's a grade of its own. You are marrying it like inbred, and that is not in the twin flame journey. You always come from different rings. So one is from ring 1, the other one can come from the ring 6 on the other side, and so on and so forth. But all of those who come, for example, ring 1, they are considered as siblings, one family. That's just one family. Then comes the second ring, that's another family. Ring 1 can marry ring 2, but ring 1 cannot marry ring 1. Because you carry the same characters. You cannot marry. That's the law of nature. So I think I've given you a very important message, and at least now you'll have an idea how to detect your soulmate, how to detect your karmic soulmate as well, and how to detect your twin flame. That's the most important part. Of course, I can talk until tomorrow. The knowledge of twin flame is in depth. But those are the main thing I needed to clear here, because most of the people are in relationship tolerating shit in the name of He's my twin flame. We have a life purpose. No, you don't have a life purpose to babysit a person who is not ready for his job or her job. So I hope that knowledge is going to help you make your final decisions. I'm going to stop there and good night.